Hello everyone, welcome into my channel. My name is Soji Sakata. This is my first ever reaction video, so I'll keep the intro short, but I do want to introduce myself real quick. As I said, my name is Soji. Sometimes you'll catch me as my female counterpart Sonia. I am a gender fluid cat cybernetic VTuber. Peep my sweet cybernetics. My art mom is cool. She hooked me up with some pretty fun toggles, but this is something I absolutely love. I am a part-time rapper on the side. You can check out my TikTok at Soji Sakata. I post most of my raps there. You can also check here on YouTube. There are some here as well. I stream mostly on Twitch, twitch.tv/Soji Sakata, and I'm on X or Twitter or whatever you want to call it at Soji Sakata TTV. But ERB is one of the things that got me into rapping in the first place. I absolutely adore their rhymes and stuff. Like I said, it was what inspired me to do some of my own rapping. So, no more stalling. Let's get right into it. I will say I am not a bar breakdown channel. I'll do my best to catch what I can. If you find anything I missed, let me know in the comments. And let's jump into it. I have not heard this before. I've played like 2 seconds of it just to get the picture up. So, I only heard like the first couple notes. Let's see what we got. I'm very excited for this. Ooh, okay. That's good. So, let me go back. I have bad, production lines, because, of course, Henry Ford invented the production line. I love that. Where was it? My lines are, what was it? Yeah, my lines are production, your lines are bread, because, yeah, often, Marx theories are known for, not necessarily being the best economically for people, and there's end up being a lot of bread lines. I won't get political here. I will just say what the stereotype is to meet the joke. I'm aware stereotypes aren't always true, but hey, when you're dealing with when you're dealing with political jokes, you got to just roll with them. So, if you have something political to say, keep that one to yourself. We're here for the fun and the jokes. Oops, I want to go back. Ooh. Now when a world leader likes you, now that's a red flag. Of course, Marx and communism known for red, and that's clever because also playing off red flag. That's great. I like that. And appalling mounds of body bags. Yeah, there were lots of deaths. Oops. Ooh. As a mechanic, I am like my day job is an auto mechanic. I love all of the automotive puns and the Model T assembly line. This is a really cool background. Honestly, I kind of want to shop like this. That'd be sick. But torque wrench, because of course you can, often there is actually I think a medical condition called testicular torsion, where they twist. So taking a torque wrench to the private property and private parts properly. I don't know if that's supposed to be a play on that or not, but I'm going to take it as one, so that's like a triple. Of course, just actually smacking somebody in the nards with a torque wrench. That's awesome. I love the way they come up with some of this stuff. Like, who even thinks... Whoops, one too many. Who even thinks of this stuff, I swear. This is why I love their writing. I love how clever they are. Oops. Trying to seize my private property, you will catch a torque wrench to his private parts properly. Who takes advice from a broke slob? It's laughable. I wouldn't wipe my tailpipe with your DOS capital. If you saved a penny for a starter you named Jenny, you might not have needed to bury quite so many. Ooh. 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 Now that's a good way to come back. Like, just avoid all the other stuff and just come back with, like, a dude, Hitler mentioned you in his book. Like, that, everything I did, like, ouch. That is not where you want to find your name. That hurts. That's really good comeback from Karl Marx right off the bat. Oh. Now, I think that's because it didn't read shit. Ford had a lot of very eccentric ideas that maybe didn't go with the flow, we'll say. And, yeah, I think that might be what he's, like, poking at, like, Ford, you may have created all this, but you're not very intelligent because you kind of dropped the ball on, like, having normal ideas. There's Donut Media did a podcast on their Past Gas podcast on Fordlandia and, like, their whole, like, trying to build an entire rubber plantation. Spoiler alert, didn't go well because of Ford's ridiculous eccentricities were a large part of it. So, yeah. Henry Ford, weird dude. But, I mean, Karl Marx, weird dude. Maybe that's the tie here. I haven't figured out what the, like... I know they're both, like, giants of... I can't say giants of industry. Like, okay, like, when they do Darwin versus Ash Ketchum, I know it's, like, evolution versus evolution. I don't know what the tie here is exactly. But so far, so good. Ford's winning, but Marx hasn't done much yet, so let's see what he's got. Oh, and that... he's saying that it's not his policies that are causing mass graves, it's greed. That's debatable, but we'll leave the politics out of it. But yeah, that's an interesting way for him to look at it, because that would be the way he would say that. It's like, it's not that, it's everyone's greed that's ruining it. Dumped from the back of a Taurus, just a crappy old Ford car. Had to work on too many of those in my life. Ooh! Ouch! I didn't know Ford's mom was killed by his youngest brother. But yeah, that's yeah, Ford was known for, like, watching over his employees way too much, like, to a fault. And a bit of a micromanager, if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've studied Ford, but if I remember right, he was a bit of a micromanager, so yeah, good comeback there again. What's this going to be about the Model T? Yeah, Fordlandia. I think that's where it was Brazil. That's all. I speak it and it comes true. Yes, that's awesome. I missed some of that. What was it? Big Brother. What did I miss here? Total T, lack of style. Ooh. I missed that too. Do what your first car couldn't and back up. Yeah. The very first, like, automobiles didn't have a reverse gear. That really hadn't been a thought yet. They were still just trying to make them go forward and not, like, kill anyone else or the driver. Cars have come a long way in 100 years, kind of like cell phones in the last 10. But that's a really good comeback. Don't step that close without some beer shampoo, son. You lived in Cologne. Look like you could have used some. Ooh. Ouch! I like that. Dipstick drip. Yeah, dipstick drip soil. I like that. Like, and the something I can't remember. I don't remember his exact wording there, but that da flow is really fun. And he lived in Cologne. You look like you could have used some. And I drip with style like a... Yeah, that's really good. That's a flow, and I like that. The Ford... If you've ever seen the Ford logo, it's in this ridiculous cursive font. And there's like 2 or 3 circles just in the letter F. It's the most obnoxious, like, writing of the word... It's the most obnoxious 4-letter word in, like, font. It's just... Like, you get Toyota and it's just letters. Ford is this, like, crazy script. That's a funny way to think about that. Oh, maybe that's what the tie is. They were both, like, utopiasts. Because they both had this idea of... I bet you that's what it is. Of all people, like Karl Marx, a political figure, versus Henry Ford, just a business owner... They were both very focused on creating utopia, hence Fordlandia and Marxism. I'll bet that's the tie. That makes so much sense now. I can't believe it took me... I'm honestly embarrassed it took me that long to realize that. That makes sense, though. But yeah, that's... Because, yeah, he's trying to crap on the utopist that is Karl Marx, but that... Yeah, he was very much a utopist himself and was always in pursuit of it, and obviously never could find it.
No, I gave man work. You brought nothing but harm. Take your bourgeois pig shit back to Animal Farm.
Ooh. Wait, Animal Farm. That's a reference to something. What is... I need to Google that real... Oh, I'm on my browser. Let me grab my phone here real quick. Animal Farm. I think that's a... Is that a book by Karl Marx? Animal... I need to look this up real quick. Farm Karl... I haven't studied much of Karl Marx. They don't really teach much of that in schools where I'm from. No, Animal Farm, it's by George Orwell, which is, it's the, yeah, the whole thing is about Karl Marx's, like, Communist Manifesto thing. Okay, that's what it is. It's the George Orwell book. For some reason, I had it in my head that Marx wrote Animal Farm. I was right, though. It was a book, and it was all talking. It was, like, on the subject of this whole Marxist communist thing. That makes sense. Oops. Let me go back. Now that, yeah, that's true. Back in the early, like, 1900s, yeah, very easy. OSHA wasn't around then, if you live in America, or I don't know what the other, like, safety regulation companies, or what am I thinking of, like, OSHA here is, I actually don't know what it stands for. They're basically workplace safety enforcers. So yeah, that wasn't really a thing back then. And yeah, cranking out 4 severed fingers a week was probably pretty likely people losing digits building cars 100 years ago. What is this, like, creepy... This is Henry Ford. That's just unsettling. I don't like... How does Peter even make that thing? I don't want to know.
Your factory conditions were bleak, cramped machine, cranking out 4 severed fingers a week. You controlled what employees could think, drink, and eat. And when they marched for better wages, shot them dead in the street.
Ooh.
For alienated working men who would clock into Detroit and lose themselves like Eminem.
That's... Lose themselves like Eminem. Eminem is from Detroit. And, of course, Eminem has the song Lose Yourself, you know, lose yourself in the music, the moment. That's great. I love that reference. They throwing shade at both Detroit and making an Eminem bar. Of course, Eminem also in Fortnite right now. That is, like, perfect timing for that bar. Like, Eminem big right now. That's awesome. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, that's, Flint's water pipes are not. Flint, Michigan has, like, undrinkable water. It has some serious lead problems. So, yeah, Great Lakes State, of course. I am an Ohioan, so, I am, of course, south of the Lake Erie, and then I believe it's Lake Michigan that runs next to Lake Michigan, between Michigan and, I believe it's Illinois, is it not? I'm bad. All I know, I'm an Ohioan. All we know is Erie. But yeah, that's a really good way to, like, throw shade at him and be like, yeah, you were worse for Michigan than Flint's pipes. Because, yeah, that's a big problem. That's... I love this. Ooh. Oh, hot Karl. Now I get it. Now I get it. Urban Dictionary from 8th grade coming back on me here. Yeah, that's I don't want to recommend looking up hot Karl on Urban Dictionary, but yeah, that's a thing. If yeah, Dookie on chest. Yep, that's wow. Never thought that would come back. I could have lived my whole life and not remembered that and been satisfied. Thank you, ERB.
You're not hot, Karl. That's just shit on your chest. For an interstate left, you got an awful lot to say. I pay you $5 a day to go away.
Oh, this is cool in the Model T. I like that cut. But that's actually really clever, though. You got a lot to... For a man who's stateless, you have a lot to say. Of course, saying something is making a statement. So if you're stateless, which Marx was because he didn't believe in, like, state of like if I remember right, like the state of government. I believe he was like very against having a government state heavily involved with things, if I remember. Again, I don't study Marx a whole lot, but I think that's a reference to like his political views. And of course, also like for a man who's, like I said, the comments, the stateless statements, that's a really good flip. Well, yeah, and that's for paying $5 a day. That's what like the original wages were at the Ford factory. You would get paid dollars a day, but back then that was also when you could buy a whole car for, what was the first model? Was the first Model T like $500 or $600? I think, which I mean that's equivalent to like $30,000 in today's money. They were affordable, but back then money was a whole different thing. So that's a good reference to his original wages too. Ooh. Ooh. I like the beat switch where it's got this like guitar, just because he's driving, and that's very much like driving music where you'd have like a little bit of like old timey guitar on while you're driving. Anybody who's a driving enthusiast knows some old classic rock and roll while you're cruising fits perfectly. So I really like that. And then also your buddy Engels bankrolled you with his textile mills. Yeah, I guess the capitalists are cool when they're paying your bills, because Marxism is all about hating capitalism. And, you know, capitalism is, of course, what we have here in the United States, where everything's focused around the obtainment of money. Whereas Marxism, I believe, was very much like the government takes care of all of your wants and or all of your basic necessities. Very much money is not the factor in Marxism where it is in capitalism. So he's like, yeah, you got all the problems with capitalists until they give you the money, and then all of a sudden you're cool with the money. So it's like, yeah, that's a really good way of calling Marx a hypocrite, which he then calls him out as a hypocrite. I love that. Another a masterclass again here. I love this. Substance issues. Now, I don't know if Marx had a substance problem or not. That's something I'm not familiar with. But being up on a soapbox is, of course, a reference to, like, standing up and, you know, getting on that slightly higher level to talk at a bunch of people. And he's already made one jab at Marx about being dirty and smelly. And so he's like, get off the soapbox and take the soap with you. Like, go take a shower. You stink, dude. I love this. And again, Peter with a like, ugh. It's just creepy. Oh, the crank that got the revolution spinning. Engines spin in a measure called RPMs, revolutions per minute. Old Ford cars had to be started in the front by inserting a crank into the front of the vehicle and actually cranking it over to create RPMs in the engine that would spin it fast enough to get it started. People actually got hurt back in the day if you weren't careful, because the motor would start and people wouldn't pull the crank out in time, and it would like suck their clothes up and wrap them up, and it killed people if I remember right. But so that's yeah, it's the crank that got the revolution started. That's a really clever play on that. Let me go back. Ooh, Edsel stomach cancer. Yeah, Edsel Ford, of which the Ford Edsel is named after. Yeah, he died very tragically. He was supposed to take over for Henry Ford, which is actually why Henry Ford II then got the company, because Edsel passed away. Like, Edsel tried to make his own company, I believe. Or no, not... That's what it was. Edsel wasn't a Ford. Edsel was its own company associated with Ford. But that's why it flopped, was that Edsel wasn't a very good businessman, if I remember correctly. And yeah, then he died. So, but yeah, that's a really good reference. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, Auschwitz side you were on? What? Now that's a, okay, that's a, referring to his, yeah, the I'm not going to say that for fear of... not like I'm monetized anyways, but I don't want to say that and get this video flagged. But yeah, where he's, your legacy's in ashes. Yeah, the factory across the pond, because it's in ashes, because they... Yeah, okay, Auschwitz side you were on. No! No, no, no! You did not just throw the found on road dead to finish the... I'm a Chevy guy anyway. Marx wins. That's... How did he... What was that verse? I want to hear that line. Auschwitz side you were on. There's been a blowout, like a hemorrhage in your head. Yeah, because I think Ford died from a brain hemorrhage, which would make... That checks. I'll leave a Ford as expected. I'm sorry, as a mechanic, that joke makes me very happy. That is amazing. That's we have like acronyms, of course, for Fiat because it's an Italian car. We always say "Fix it again, Tony." Ford is found on road dead. Kia kills innocent Americans. So yeah, that's we always have those car jokes, and that's the one. Ford, fix or repair daily, or found on road dead, which of course Marx just killed Ford. So yeah, Ford on road dead. That found on road dead, Ford. Where he's, yeah, that's really clever. I really like this. Is it gonna be an assembly line? Oh no, I thought they were gonna do like an... They should have done an assembly line. That would have been really funny. What is this? Is it just gonna hit the... What was that? Whoa, 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 whoa. What was that at the end? What? Is anybody else confused? Come on, load back. I want to see what that was at the end. I'm going to pause this really quick if I can. Godzilla. This is the scene from... Is it Bad Company where he slides in his socks, in his shirt and underwear playing guitar? That was something from... What? What is this? I don't know what this is. And that's a scene from that bus thing right there, if I can catch it. This. That looks like BeamNG.Drive. Oh. It is BeamNG Drive. But that's Evil Knievel. I don't know what this is. That's definitely an Evil Knievel reference, though, with the American red, white, and blue. Could Evil Knievel be next? I'm going to say that's going to be the next battle. Evil Knievel versus somebody. But I don't know who. Would it be... What was the... I don't know who that would be. Interesting. Well, either way, awesome battle. I loved it. I'm giving it to Marx. That final bar absolutely blew it out of the water. Leave you like as expected with a Ford found on road dead. Yeah, Marx... I will say Ford was probably the better guy, but Marx wins the rap battle all day long. And if you think Ford won, let me know why in the comments. Thank you guys all so much for watching. As I said, my name's Soji Sakata. Please stop in and check out my Twitch, my Twitter, my TikTok. Check me out. Come hang out. I'm on pretty frequently, so yeah, it's been a pleasure reviewing this with you. Hopefully I'll be able to catch the next one again. And until next time, my name's Soji. And I'm out. We'll catch you on the next one.